Good morning. Welcome back to Breakfast Television. Now, we are looking at some pretty big problems over on the northbound 410 this hour. Northbound 410 approaching Williams Parkway. We have the right 3 lanes blocked off, and it's all because of a police investigation. No estimated time on when this will clear, but you can see that traffic is being squeezed down to one single lane heading by. So, again, this is a northbound 410 approaching Williams Parkway. As a result, we do have delays from Queen. It's actually jammed from Queen up to this problem, and then it opens up. And the southbound 410, now we're looking at very heavy delays from Mayfield to south of Williams Parkway, so it eases up just past that issue there. Taking a look at the southbound 410 moving through Courtney Park, you can see that it's busy, but it's not really too slow. We're looking at a problem now over on the eastbound 401 east of Dixon. We have a center lane blocked by a stalled vehicle. You can see that we have a tow truck now on the scene, and it is causing some backup in the collector lanes, but it's not terrible just yet. That stalled vehicle just happened. And southbound 404 DVP combo, that's starting to fill in from the 401 to about south of Lawrence, and that is all just typical volume. So as a result right now, northbound 410, that's not the place that you really want to be. You really do want to avoid it. Heading off from major routes, we do have Portland blocked at Queen, and that is for a collision. Emergency crews are currently on the scene. There is a pole down in that area. That is a look at your drive. Quite busy, Frankie.
Yeah, very busy out there. In terms of the world of weather this morning, depends on where you are, whether we're seeing any active weather, because there is some flurry activity. What we're feeling this morning is some cold air. -5 right around the Golden Horseshoe. We have -7 up through Muskoka. Very similar conditions into Windsor, -13 into Ottawa. Winds this morning, right now seeing a southerly flow, but we're keeping our eyes on Georgian Bay and Lake Huron. We do have some watches and warning posted as the wind direction will be more westerly to northwesterly, and that pushes down some flurry activity that we have been seeing. Going to keep an eye on gusts. Winds today will be 30 to 50 kilometers per hour out of the west. Current wind chills in Toronto sit at around -12. Your daytime high today, well below where we should be closer to +1. We're going to see a daytime high of -5. Continuing cold tonight into tomorrow morning, warming tomorrow afternoon to the freezing mark, partly cloudy skies. As we take a look in towards your Friday, looks fabulous, as a matter of fact, for this time of year. 4 degrees, partly cloudy, winds out of the south, 20 to 30 kilometers per hour. Now it's over to Mel with a look at your news.
All right, as Frank has been mentioning, some regions in Ontario experiencing some snow squalls, and because of that, we do have a school bus cancellation. So let's bring that to you right now, and here's what we're looking at. All buses, if we can bring that in there, to elementary schools in Muskoka for the Trillium Lakelands District School Board, they have been canceled today, and schools, however, they remain open. So just buses canceled here for Muskoka, for Trillium Lakeland. We'll keep an eye and see if any other boards cancel their buses or close any schools, but that's just it for now. The other story we're watching at the moment is what Steph's been talking about in traffic, and that is on the 410 in Brampton. Currently, those northbound lanes are all blocked off except for one lane that is squeezing by at Williams Parkway. And this happened after a person was tased during a traffic stop. So this, a live look at the highway where Peel Police is still holding that scene. You can see that vehicle to the left there, and that is the vehicle involved that was pulled over. Now, it happened just after 2 this morning. It is alleged a passenger in that vehicle got into some sort of altercation with the officer that resulted in officer tasing that passenger. That person was then taken to hospital and is now in police custody. The driver of the vehicle has not been arrested. We don't know why the vehicle was pulled over to begin with, but of course we'll continue to watch this story. It is not considered a terror attack, but authorities are trying to figure out now what sparked a shootout in the streets of Jersey City, leaving 6 dead, including an officer. Hear these shots here, the gunfire lasting for about 4 hours after 2 people barricaded themselves inside a supermarket after the first shooting happened at a nearby cemetery. The city's mayor says the location was targeted, but wouldn't say why, although police have stepped up protection for the city's Jewish community in recent weeks. Among the dead, 3 bystanders, the 2 shooters, and a police officer.
It's a very, very tragic day in New Jersey and for our nation when you see this kind of violence, the innocent life lost, and the heroic police officer we lost today, the father of 5. It's just a very, very sad day, and we should all be praying and doing what we can to support the families.
And this here is the officer the senator was speaking about. He is Detective Joseph Seals, a 15-year veteran who worked mostly undercover. He was a married father of 5 children. Police believe he was ambushed.
The lightest, weakest impeachment. This is impeachment light. And now
And that is U.S. President Donald Trump making light of the impeachment inquiry after Democrats unveiled formal charges against him. And that was at a rally in the swing state of Pennsylvania last night. But Trump noting House Democrats have also handed him a big victory.
We've been waiting a year, and they approved the USMCA, and I call that the silver lining to impeachment, because without the impeachment, they would have never approved it, in my opinion.
Okay, so what's next? The deal must now be ratified by all three countries. Meantime, impeachment investigators, they're going to be meeting this evening to begin debating the specific charges against the president, including abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. The investigating committee could vote on whether to impeach Trump as soon as tomorrow.